Hello, everybody. Cormac Devlin here. Thank you very much to the boys at Blackrock College for inviting me in to talk about climate action. Obviously, with COVID, things are a little bit different, but virtually is just as good. Look, I think it's important for climate action that everybody's involved. We need to act locally and think globally in relation to climate action, but it certainly is one of the most serious issues confronting not only our generation, but indeed society at large. Here in the Dáil, I'm a member of the Climate Action Committee. So within the first 100 days of this government taking office, we've committed to initiating the Climate Action Bill. That's really important because that's going to tackle greenhouse gases, carbon emissions, etc. We're going to try and bring in initiatives to deal with public transport and greening our public transport, creating new infrastructure, planting more trees, amongst other measures. But what's really important and what I invite you guys to do is to get involved with a public consultation that's free. So give in your ideas. I know you all have some great suggestions. We want to hear from you. So you can get involved as a school, be it through your Green Schools Committee, or indeed locally in your own area with your Tidy Towns groups and other type organisations. But look, really excited to hear from all of you. Please keep in touch with your politicians, your TDs, and indeed your councillors in the area. Thank you very much for inviting me in. Wishing you all the very best.
Hi, this is Jennifer Carroll McNeil, local TD for Dunleary. Congratulations on your Environmental Awareness Week. I would say things to focus on are trying to get out of cars and making sure that we can keep the infrastructure for easy cycling and for safe cycling. And students can help by contacting the council and giving them your opinion on the new cycle routes and also using the cycle routes as much as possible. I would say also reducing all of our use of single-use plastics, and I know that the school is already doing an awful lot about that, but encouraging your family to recycle properly and to reduce their use of plastics. And that is also linked to the last one, which is water quality in our area. We all use the sea for swimming, for leisure, for sailing, different things. And it's really important that we protect the marine life and that we protect the quality of the sea. So in addition to the national work that must go on in that, I think we can all be conscious of not using herbicides. I know the council have stopped using herbicides, but we can all do more to protect what's going into our water and just to be aware of the impact of how we're living on water generally. Thanks so much.
Well, there are a huge number of environmental priorities to address climate change and biodiversity and to stop pollution. We need much better local bus services to get people out of their cars. We need a big program of grants to support people to retrofit their homes so that their homes are warmer but that they use less CO2. We need to make the whole of Dunleary plastic free, and school students in particular could really push for their school to become plastic free. We also need a big campaign to get better recycling facilities all across the county area.
Hi guys, Neil Richmond TD here. I suppose one of the big things in our area I think we need to work on is changing how we get about. So less using the car, more getting on bikes, more taking public transport. And that's something that you can do. If you have a bike or you haven't used a bike in a while, start using a bit more. But key to that is we need proper bike lanes, safe bike lanes. And I'd really appeal to you to get in touch with your local councillors, other local politicians to make sure they deliver proper bike lanes for you to get to school and wherever else.
Hi, I'm Minister Sifa Madigan from Dublin West Down, and I know it's Environmental Awareness Week. A couple of things I think that are important that you could look at. First of all is in relation to traffic. We know that it's a huge cause of pollution. If you're getting a lift in from your mum or dad every day in a car, you could perhaps try and cycle in. You can use public transport. I know Bus Connects and Lewis, we're having a lot more of those. That'll be happening. Obviously it's only 50% capacity, but I still think you could try and use public transport or even walk into school. Or find another means other than travelling in a car. You know, we're moving towards e-vehicles. That's the first thing that you can do. Second of all, recycle. You know, at home you have your green bin, you have your brown bin, you have your grey bin. So just try and make that a habit when you eat a sandwich, where you put in the packaging. So just really think about that at home and take a moment even when you're in school to think about what you're doing with your crisp packet or whatever. Last thing, I know you don't vape and I know you don't smoke. Please don't, because that also affects the environment as well. Anyone you know, try and get them to stop because it doesn't help in the long term for tackling climate change. Thanks a million.
Hi, I'm Oisin Smith. I'm the Green Party TD for Dún Laoghaire. I'm going to tell you about some environmental problems in your area. For a start, in the water in Dublin Bay that your school looks out over. Mostly that's very clean, beautiful, crystal clear water, but sometimes after a heavy rain, the sewage overflows into the bay and the water is filthy. You'll know if you've ever been swimming in the 40 foot or in Sea Point. Most of the time it's fine, but sometimes it can actually make you sick and people get hospitalised in Vincent's Hospital as a result of drinking dirty water. Dún Laoghaire is a difficult place to get around. There's a lot of traffic jams, and if you're young and you don't own a car, it's dangerous to walk and dangerous to cycle. And so changes need to happen there, and you will have noticed a lot of changes with cycle lanes and a lot of people after the pandemic deciding to use a bike again to get out and get into the fresh air. Climate change affects the whole world, and of course it affects Dún Laoghaire too. And you might have noticed this in the couple of years ago. There was a big storm called the Beast from the East, and big chunks were taken out of the seafront all along the coast from the pier and along past Monkstown, Salt Hill Dart Station. So what can we do about these problems? What are things that we can do, or what are things that you can do to address them? Well, for a start, with the problems with cycle lanes, the council is proposing at the moment to put in new connections between the cycle lane that goes along the seafront and new cycle lanes that will go inland, cutting through quiet housing estates and through residential areas to connect up with the different schools, including your own school. The council is running a public consultation, which means you go to their website and you tell them what you think about those maps. I'm encouraging you to look at those maps, see if you know the areas, and then put in your comments. Other than that, you can always contact your local TD or your local councillor, just send them an email and they will get back to you. Thank you.